Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Myotic, and you are watching part 2 of our rustic village survival world. And today we are going to be working on the windmill portion of things. So now as I come outside here, we're going to go and see what we did in the last episode, which is all of this area that we're walking through right now, as well as this little mine thing. And that is my favorite part of all of this, as well as this mine, which is my other favorite part. I love mines, I just love their design and how you can do so much with them. So coming on into my little house here, I'm just kind of walking around, seeing what I did last time, and those shadows and reflections are really weird. But anyways, we are going to be working on a windmill in this episode, so I am going to quickly turn around right here as fast as possible so you can't see it. Okay, there we go, because this is recorded afterwards. We have to get straight into this build here. I really appreciate all your guys' support, and yeah, so let's get straight into that time lapse. Here we go. Alright guys, so starting off on our lovely little build here, we are going to get started on our foundations for where our windmill will go. So we started by terraforming this mountain, me and Febrikant. So by the way, this is recorded with Febrikant for at least the first half of this amazing video here. And so on the front of it, I worked on a little cliff face, and while in the back, Febrikant worked on a nice slope down, and we kind of did some teamwork here to create a beautiful little cliff. And if you guys are wondering, the shaders I am using is Silder's Light. It is Silder's Light. Yes, I believe so. Anyways, guys, moving on here. So you guys can see I added some leaves for detail here, and I went back to the very back of this slope here to help Febrikant out because it was going to be a nice steady slope. I didn't want it to be too steep, so as you can see, it went quite a long ways. And as we spin the camera up here, I started to work on the windmill. Now the windmill went through many changes, so it's going to look really bad here, guys, at the very start, but slowly it gets better and better. So I'm going to let the music play as I just kind of spin around here, and you guys get to watch this replay mod. This is one of my favorites, so let me just let the music play for a little bit, and yeah, so let's just watch this time lapse. Alright guys, now spinning around here, I hope you enjoyed the nice calming music. Febrikant worked on a little wall while I started work, yes, on the actual windmill part of this build. Now this, guys, holy moly, was the most challenging thing I've probably ever done. I had never built a windmill in my life, and it was super difficult, but I think it turned out decent in the end. I added a front layer of the windmill and then a little back layer that kind of comes out, and as you guys can see, it's quite a big windmill for our small little building, but in the end I made it a little bit taller so it looks pretty decent. So I'm gonna let the music play yet again. I think I want to do less audio this time and more just watching me build. So here's the music, guys. Let's just watch this time lapse. Alright, right here, guys, I decided to add some little off-hangings to this building here just to kind of clean it up because it was very plain, and I think it added a lot to the bottom, but the top, oh my goodness, the top looks so bad right now, but we do change it to make it look at least slightly better. I don't know how much of a difference it made, but again, I'm going to let this replay keep on going, and here's this build. Next up in this build, I worked on the wall. I did complete the one that Febrikant had started, and at this point, Febrikant had to go, so I was alone on my build, but just for a little bit. It wasn't that much, so it was pretty simple to work with, but coming around the top of the tower here, as you guys can see, the design was pretty bad, but as we'll swing right down around here, you guys will be able to see the farm design I was working on, and I just kind of wanted to do this little replay that goes around the side just to show you what it looked like. So here's this little farm thing I constructed, and then I started working on another fence that would be the wall that's going to our larger wheat farm. So yeah, as you guys can see, it's just a nice little wall, and I'm gonna go check out this little farm that I built to the side here after yet another swing around this windmill, guys. I'm sorry for all of the swings around the windmill. I just love it to death. It's just so nice. And yeah, so here's the little back and forth, and now you guys get to see our little farm there. As you can see, I have this little lamp post design that I used for it, where you fill a composter up almost all the way to where you get the little seeds in there, and then you place some lamp posts with lanterns in there, and I decided to make that a carrot farm. So now coming around here, I decided to do a wall that would be 3 high, and the bottom layer was polished andesite, and the top 2 layers were stone bricks, and then with 4 high stripped oak wood pillars just to protect it. And so then I cleared it all out there, and I did a little bit more touch up on our other farm, and then we started construction on all these lampposts. Now these lampposts took so long to do, so I'm just gonna let the music play while we construct pretty much the rest of this farm. So here it is for you guys. I'm gonna be quiet now. Here we go. Now at this stage, we had completed our farm, so as you guys can see, as we just fly around here, my voice is now really soft because I'm just loving the vibes right now. But anyways, we have a completed farm here and a little slab to get us a step up so we don't end up breaking our crops. But there you go, guys, and in the shaders, these look very, very bright, and that's one of my favorite things about these shaders. So now we're going to hop into the world and tour it. Alright guys, so now touring our amazing world here. This is what it looks like when you walk into our wonderful village, and what you're going to do is you have to walk up here, and I'm trying to find a way to get a world download for this, so eventually you guys will be able to play on it. And the entrance to our farm here is all the way back here, and I don't know why I built it so far back, but it's just okay. Apparently I never built a proper entrance, so now this is the entrance right here, but this will get us to our farm, and then this is the entrance to our other little farm, which sits right here. And I also for some reason don't have an entrance to our windmill, but guys, here is the windmill in all of its glory. These are the little things that I added at the very end of the time lapse, or towards the middle of the time lapse rather, and it's just a nice little extension here. I added one there, and there, so that kind of looks like it goes all the way through. And then I changed the top of the tower, which for some reason the end of the time lapse corrupted, and this part didn't get shown. But as you remember, it just used to be this big old box and then a little bit of a pointy at the end. But then I changed it out for that, and I think that really helped it. So the bottom is a little bulkier, the top is skinnier, and we have a nice windmill design right here, guys. So that is what we did today. And then also I have this nice little cliff right here that I added some leaves to, and it runs all the way around here. And also we have this nice slope back here that this windmill sits on, so we definitely need to do something with this eventually. But that is going to be our tour. So yeah, I will I really enjoyed making this episode, and these different like worlds and different creations you can make with this is just amazing. So if you guys would like to subscribe, leave a like, that'd be awesome. But that's been it. Like for part 3, and I will see you guys in the next one. See ya!